All right, Jane. So at this point in the assessment, we're going to start working a little bit towards coming up with some goal planning for you. Okay, but the first part we're gonna do is called the SNAP. And so this is the part where I'm gonna ask about your strengths, needs, abilities, and preferences. Okay, so let's start with your strengths. What might you say are a couple strengths that you have? And I'll give you some examples. Some people might say that they're friendly or outgoing or hard worker. What are a few strengths you think you have?
I don't think I have any.
Okay. You're not sure what strengths you have, is what I'm hearing. Okay. So tell me, maybe let's look at, is there a time in your life that you've actually maybe accomplished something or did something that you feel really proud of yourself for? At any time in your life?
I used to volunteer at an animal shelter.
You volunteered at an animal shelter. That's very cool. So what did you do at the animal shelter? What kind of things did you do?
I fed cats and dogs and walked them and loved on them.
Okay, you loved on them, you walked them, so you did a lot of caretaking, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So do you mind if I share with you what I think I'm hearing in your story?
Okay.
Okay. So what I feel like I'm hearing is maybe some strengths that you are kind, caring, generous. You are passionate about animals.
Yes.
Those sound like a good fit for you?
I think so.
Okay. Did you notice that about yourself in the past?
No.
No. Is it good to be hearing these things about yourself now?
It is.
Okay. Because if those were your strengths then, they're still your strengths now, even if maybe you don't feel like that in this moment.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that.
Okay. So we'll put that down for a couple of your strengths. And so let's look at some needs. What do you think? So needs is, what do you need right now for you to be able to be successful? What would that look like for you?
I need a job.
Okay, so employment, sure.
And I need housing.
Okay, housing.
And I don't have a car.
Okay, so some form of transportation is what I'm hearing is really important. Okay, so we'll put that down. Those are some good. I could see where that might come into play here. So what about, so abilities would be your, I guess, talents, hobbies, if there's any kind of job skills, right? Since you're looking for employment. So what might be some abilities that you think you have?
I'm good at typing.
Okay, you're good at typing. All right. That would be a good one for some job skills. Okay. Anything else you want to add, or you feel pretty good with that?
I like to read.
Reading. Okay. What kind of books do you like?
Romance.
Romance. Okay. So make some notes on that. So preferences. So preferences would be anything related to maybe services, like if you want counseling, male or female counselor, if you group or individual counseling, anything like that. Early morning appointments to come in and talk with us about case management, or later in the day appointments. Is there any preferences that you maybe have for services?
I want to go to support group and do one-on-one counseling. And I prefer a female. They make me uncomfortable.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so we'll make notes on that. Those are good preferences. All right, very good. So I'm going to move into a section right now, which is case management planning. And here's how this is going to work. I'm going to give you a topic, like the first one would be safety, for example. And it's going to be on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being if you are completely unsatisfied with that topic. 1 is the lowest score, and then 10 would be you are very satisfied that that goal is already taken care of. Okay, so 1 through 10, how do you feel about your safety right now?
Being here?
Sure, yeah, right now, here.
I feel like I'm a 10.
A 10, so you feel really safe here.
Very.
Awesome. Okay. So employment on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think you feel about employment?
I don't have a job, so it's a 1.
A 1. Okay. And that's going to be a really important goal for you is what I'm thinking. It's a 1. Yes. Okay. So financial stability, 1 through 10. What do you think you are on that?
A 1. I have no job.
Okay. So there's no other source of income that you have coming in either. Okay. That's fair. So maybe looking at some resources, not only employment, but maybe there's some nutritional assistance or some other things that might help. Does that sound like a fair deal?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So how about transportation?
1.
Okay. And see if that matches. So you said your needs. One of them was that you needed a car. Okay. So housing, 1 through 10.
I'm going to give that a 3.
A 3. Okay. So, well, that's pretty good. A 3 on that. It's a 3, not a 1 or a 2. So what makes it a 3 for you right now?
Because I'm here at shelter.
So you feel pretty good with the safety and then being here at shelter. You give that a 3.
Yes.
Okay.
If I keep working towards my plan, I can stay, and that's going to give me time to get a job, save my money so I can get housing. So it's still important that I feel okay right now because I have somewhere to sleep tonight.
Okay. Great. I hear you on that. Okay. All right. So what about your support system? Right. So 1 through 10, how do you feel about your support system?
I feel like it's a 4.
Okay, a 4. Okay. So again, that's a 4, not a 1 or a 2. Or so what makes this a 4 for you?
I can still talk to my mom and my friends. They have an idea of what's going on, but I really can't tell them a whole lot because he knows where they live. So I need somebody that I can talk to. I feel very alone right now.
Okay. So you feel very alone is what I'm hearing, and you have some support, but maybe they aren't the people that you can talk to about all the things that are bothering you right now, all the problems that you're having with your I guess systems right now, right? So what do you think it might, if you were to say a 5, what would a 5 look like for you? Like you didn't say a 5, so what would maybe make that difference for a 5?
I think I just need somebody that I can go and talk to.
Okay, so just having somebody lined up. So maybe thoughts to share with you if you'd like to hear. We have an agency that's near here called Visions, and that facility, if you'd be interested, we can link you with some services there where you could have individual counseling, which you said earlier was a preference, right? And they could also maybe set you up with a peer support who could actually come here and talk with you, and they could also drive you to job interviews and provide you some transportation, and it would be an avenue of somebody you can connect with. What do you think about that?
That sounds perfect.
Okay. So see how we can move from a 4 to a 5 with just making a couple changes.
Yes.
Does that make you feel a little bit better
I feel
looking at it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get some of this down on paper and set a plan with a couple goals for the week. Would that be okay with you?
Okay.
All right. Let's get started.